Hey guys, MD95TSI here. What I'm doing today is going to run Vbat to my flight controller because I have to run a special thing. Let me grab that over here. I have to take this. Let me grab a battery. I'll show you, just in case you don't know. So this versus flying your and I hope this is in frame, I'm using a head cam. So when you fly your normal drones, just like the bugs will let you know when the voltage is down. You know what I'm getting at. So this guy, you have to use one of these, and then you have to go in and set this on 3.5 volts, because if not, you will literally smoke this battery on one flight. So this is an optional buzzer that you put on, or time yourself is the way to do it. So there's a better way to do that, I found out. It's called Vbat. If we look under here, I don't know if you can see that right there, it says Vbat. Okay, that lets the flight controller know what the battery voltage is. Okay, so what was has to do now is take the thing. So what I got to do, this is just on there. I'm just going to nip off the plug. It's just silicone wire, so that's how I get silicone wire. So I got to take this, guys, and solder it on to where my VTX is soldered onto. And it's probably just a bit too long, so I might give him a nip back. Okay, sorry about that. So we'll go ahead and tin these wires up. Solder, where's me solder? There's me solder. Let's go ahead and clean off our soldering iron. Put a little bit of solder to it. Just makes life much easier for tinning up your wires. It puts the heat even to it, is what it does. So hope you guys are getting that. So set that back in there. And then the buzzer, okay, the buzzer's going to go here. So I'll run a wire off of it and it'll just set inside the frame, and then that will beep. How you heard that beep, when it gets that low voltage, it will beep and let you know that. So, and that's a pretty loud beeper also. It should work very well. Very, very well. Let's check out those ends. They look tinned pretty well to me. Let's go ahead and put them on. I think it might not be too long. We'll go ahead and give it a shot. Just get your flight controller all the way out of the way. Let's lose that glob of solder. You gotta watch your this pad is cool, so you know, water, you put water on it, and so I gotta watch it doesn't cool it down too much. So I'll give it a second to get back up there, and that's my soldering station there, if you can see. So let's give it a shot. Hope you guys are seeing this. You kind of just want to touch it. Kind of want to get your wire on there and just give it a touch. Kind of don't want to desolder nothing. Or let solder jump from board to board on you. And you got to be real careful with getting down in there with these things, because it will jump off there on you. As you see me now having trouble with this guy. Once you pretty much get it, it's there. Alright, let me check that. I want to make sure it's a nice joint. That nothing's going to pull off. VTX looks strong, still in there. Okay, so that's step one. So then we will snip off the end here, and there's no power to the board, so there's no problem with anything shorting out at this moment. And you want to peel your wire back. I kind of do it with this, I guess, to give you a show what to do. Silicone wire is fairly easy. You can just pinch it and break it. That's what I really like about it. Okay. Now you want to do the same thing to these ends. Is you want to tin them up, get them ready for the board. And I don't use flux because I have solder with the flux in it, so I know you should put it on there more, but this works for me. I've been soldering for quite some time and it seems to work out. Never really had a solder joint pull away, so must kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. I know I could do things better, but let me see before. Okay, so now we have that on there, right? So we can go ahead and you want to make sure all your wires are back over and out of the way, kind of out, you know what I mean? Kind of like how you gotta lift them over here to get them out of there, lift them here, this guy. So you kind of want everything to come down because they channel through here, through the body. So you want to kind of have all that in order before you put this guy back down on it. Sorry if you ain't getting a perfect sight at this, but okay, because you don't want to pinch no wires is what I'm getting at. Actually, we'll grab my screwdriver. Okay, so I'll take this guy and just kind of make sure everything's out of the way. That way nothing's going to get bound up when I go putting the board back down. Alright, so now, I swear there's dirt in that motor. I just pushed it and felt it again. I'm going to have to pop this motor off and check it. There's dirt in there. So now at this point, we'll solder this positive to this positive, this negative to this negative. And at that point, our flight controller now senses our battery voltage. So we'll just go ahead and put that on there and get us some solder on there. Got the flux that came over because you don't want no solder. Yes, don't want no solder jumping terminals on you. Okay. And you want to watch your wires as you're soldering. You want to clearly be careful of your wires. You don't want to burn a hole in the wire and then you not see it, and then you put this beast in the air and then something happens. Okay, so be very, very careful with that. Alright, this is going to get tricky. This is kind of why I don't do this thing on camera, because it kind of does get tricky soldering it, but I get it done. I'll show you guys how I get through this. So you gotta watch the solder now. Don't touch nothing on the board. It's a nice tight solder joint right there. And kind of position your wires out of the way so nothing's going to touch on anything when you do this but what it's supposed to be soldered to. And we got that done. Okay, so at this point I've got it mounted to the tower. Tower's mounted. That's on there nice and tight. That's nice and tight. You can see none of my joints are touching. Got a little spike on that one, but I'm gonna go with that. I'm not perfect. I don't do this for a living, so yeah.